You only have 7 seconds to make a first impression. That's all it takes for someone to decide if they like you or not. Shocking, right? But here's the thing, this doesn't just apply to real life. It applies to your characters, too. The moment your audience meets your character, they start forming opinions. And those first moments, they can make or break the connection. In fact, research shows that 55% of a character's impression comes from what they do, not what they say. So, how do you make those first seconds count? In this guide, we're diving into the power of character introductions. We'll explore surprising strategies to make your character unforgettable from the very start. You'll learn how to create entrances that stick, develop unforgettable first lines, and use actions to reveal who your character really is. Stick with me, because by the end of this, your characters will leave a lasting impression every time. Ready to create characters your audience can't forget? Let's get started. Chapter 1: The Power of the First Glimpse. What your character's entrance says about them. The first impression is everything. Think about the way characters appear, both physically and emotionally. The first time your audience meets them, they should learn something significant. According to The Writer's Journey by Christopher Vogler, a character's entrance reveals their inner world. It's not just about their looks, it's about how they interact with their environment. If your character steps into a room with confidence or a hint of vulnerability, it sets the stage for what's to come. Remember, every moment is an opportunity to create intrigue. Even a small action, like the way a character holds their coffee cup, can reveal more than just their personality. It can hint at their backstory. It's the little details, like the way a character moves or reacts, that provide immediate insight into their nature. Are they hesitant, or do they own the room? Your character's first glimpse can be more telling than pages of backstory. So, make sure to introduce your characters in a way that raises questions and gets your audience wanting more. Want to learn more? Don't forget to subscribe for more tips on crafting unforgettable characters. Chapter 2: From Zero to Hero. How to craft a strong first line for your character. First lines are like a handshake. They can say a lot in just a few words. Think of how iconic first lines stay with you, like, "Call me Ishmael," from Moby Dick. It's simple, yet loaded with meaning. Crafting a strong first line for your character can spark curiosity. It could be as straightforward as a character giving their name, or it could be more mysterious. For example, when you introduce a character with a question like, "Why are you following me?" it immediately makes your audience wonder. Studies in storytelling show that an engaging opening line increases the audience's attention by 40%. A good first line doesn't just describe the character, it invites the audience to learn more. A character's first line can set the tone for their entire arc. Whether it's witty, dramatic, or full of mystery, make sure it reflects the core of who they are. If your character says something bold or memorable, it'll stick with the audience long after the scene is over. And remember, less is often more. A few well-chosen words can tell the audience everything they need to know. Chapter 3: Character Reveals Through Subtext. The secrets they don't say. Sometimes, what a character doesn't say is just as powerful as what they do. In The Art of Subtext, Charles Baxter explains how silence speaks volumes. Think about how a character's actions or reactions can speak to their personality without a single word. Maybe they look away when asked a personal question, or perhaps they clench their fist. These little moments offer clues that keep the audience engaged and curious. People tend to trust actions over words, so letting your character's actions speak for themselves adds a layer of realism. A character who is quiet and mysterious in their first moments will intrigue the audience far more than one who speaks too much up front. The power of subtext lies in the details. It's in the way your character holds their body, avoids eye contact, or reacts to others. These non-verbal cues often tell the story more than words ever could. Think of subtext as the hidden layer that gives your character depth and intrigue from the very beginning. The more you can show through action and subtlety, the more memorable your character will be. Enjoying these tips? Don't forget to subscribe for more storytelling advice that will transform your writing. Chapter 4: The Faulty First Impressions. Turning expectations upside down. Not all first impressions need to be perfect. In fact, sometimes the most memorable characters start off with a false impression. Think of how many stories use the trope of the unreliable narrator. A character may appear cold or rude at first, but later, we discover they have a heart of gold. By subverting expectations, you create depth. In The Hero with a Thousand Faces, Joseph Campbell notes that the most compelling characters often begin their journey with a misconception about who they are. This can be a powerful tool when writing first impressions. Take your character's flaw or challenge and make it apparent right from the start. This gives the audience a reason to care and keeps them invested in seeing the character evolve. When you turn a character's first impression upside down, it creates a hook. The audience will want to know, how will this character change? What lies beneath the surface? First impressions are not just about creating likable characters, they're about setting up a compelling story that will unfold in surprising ways. Chapter 5, The Unexpected Hero, Making the Anti-Hero's First Impression Magnetic. Every great story needs an anti-hero or a morally complex character. Anti-heroes are often the most intriguing because they break the mold of the typical, good guy, character. The key to making an anti-hero's first impression memorable is by showing both their flaws and their strengths. In The 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene talks about how people are drawn to characters who challenge societal norms. A good anti-hero might be a criminal with a heart of gold or someone who bends the rules for a higher cause. Their first impression can leave the audience wondering, is this person good or bad? This uncertainty keeps the audience hooked. The anti-hero's first impression is a delicate balance. It's about showing that while they may not follow the rules, they're not entirely bad. This gray area makes them more complex and interesting. A well-written anti-hero starts off by challenging the audience's ideas of right and wrong. And the more they blur the lines, the more memorable they become. Chapter 6, The Setting's Role in Shaping Character First Impressions. The world your character inhabits says just as much about them as their own actions. In The Geography of Bliss, Eric Weiner explains how location shapes personality. A character's first impression is often influenced by the setting they enter. Picture a character stepping into a dimly lit alley in a gritty city. The setting immediately tells us they're either brave or desperate. Alternatively, a character entering a grand palace may give off an air of elegance or arrogance. The setting can reveal their status, mindset, or even their mood. By carefully choosing where and how a character is introduced to the world, you set the stage for their first impression to feel authentic and true to their essence. Think of the setting as a character in itself. It helps shape the way your character is perceived. Whether it's a chaotic street or a peaceful garden, the environment plays a huge role in how your character is introduced. Make sure the setting you choose complements the kind of first impression you want to create. It's all about crafting a world that feels real and reflects the character's inner world. By following these strategies, you can ensure that your characters leave a lasting impression right from the start. Whether it's their entrance, first line, or subtle actions, each moment counts. With these tips, you'll create characters that your audience can't forget. Keep experimenting, and soon, your characters will become unforgettable.